Oh. Hey my loves. So I just got back from a morning run, and that means I'm about to eat and then I'm finna take a nap. Yeah, I'm gonna go to bed because I'm tired. My body hurts. My body hurts. It took everything in me not to take an Epsom salt bath because that meant I really wasn't about to do anything else today. And I still gotta study. It's gonna be the last late night weekend study session, period. So let me just go, let me go ahead and then I'm gonna come back. Not to mention, I literally also have to do my laundry. Yeah, definitely giving evening sesh. Okay, so let's get the cleaning. But before I do that, I wanted to just pop in here real quick. One, I'm definitely going to sleep for sure, because I'm already tired and I'm about to make a protein shake because I'm trying to get these gains in. I'm trying to be a big body bitch. I'm not playing. I want to look like I power up from a distance. I want to walk in the ground shakes. You feel me? So I need to eat dang near upwards of 3,000 calories a day.
Oh my God.
That's enough for like 2 people. That's crazy. But I gotta do what I gotta do. So I'm definitely going to bed. Definitely not studying until at least like 5 o'clock, 5:30, maybe a little later. I want to come in here real quick and just give myself some praise, okay? Considering everything that I was going through, that I can really force myself to sit down, get these 5-6 hours at a time together. Having my spirits still remain relatively high. Yes, I've been crying a lot. There's been a lot of tears. But at the end of the day, I wake up and I start busting up laughing. I smile a lot. I laugh with y'all a lot. To still be able to do that, knowing what I have gone through since the end, no, not even the end of 2024. April of 2024, all the way into 2025. The fact that I'm still smiling, only by the grace of God. Clock that. I was just telling my best friend this, that sometimes I don't think that we give ourselves enough credit. We think that the things that we're doing are just normal. They're our day-to-day, the things that we're supposed to do. My friend is getting a degree, another degree, to help with her certifications as an engineer. I'm in freaking medical school. My other friend's a PT. We're doing it. We're doing what needs to be done. And sometimes I think I forget that because of the bullshit that I go through in my social life when it comes to men, how they treat me, how they show up in my life, and some of my bitter female friends, the friends who are not really your friends. Freeing myself from those bonds, getting away from people who have nothing positive to add to my life.
Why are you running?
Has been so nice. Even my own mother. Huh? I hate to say it, but I don't think that there is anything that excludes you from being removed. Once the energy feels stagnant, negative, dark, gloomy, you name it, anything that's not love, support, and care,
you gotta go.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm feeling good. Let's get into the cleaning montage. Please don't go.
Hey!
All right, y'all, makeup brushes washed, clothes cleansed, or in the process. Time to study. All right, just to give you guys the rundown, that today is actually a very light day anyway. Even though, yes, it is a lot later than what I would have wanted to start. 7 p.m. is ridiculous, but it's okay because it really should only take me about 2 hours to do the work. I'm not actually writing anything down, learning anything heavy. Matter of fact, I'm actually going to be done with my hefty learning in 3 or so days because I'm about to be done. I'm about to be done and out of this period of my life. Goodbye, step 1.
Let's go! I'm sick of her ass.
Thank you, God. So tomorrow was more of a lighter day as well because I'm going out. I'm not gonna spoil too much because that will actually be an upload later. I'm very behind right now in terms of my recording. I be recording live and then I have stuff that I need to edit. So it's a bit confusing, but it's all right because my next couple of uploads aren't going to be related to school at all. I said my next couple, maybe my next 1 or 2. I just have to see because once I'm done with this assessment, y'all, I just want to be done. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to think about it. I don't want to give y'all a recap until it's just, I made it, I passed, I'm good to go, we're back enrolled in school, right? Until my LOA is officially done, I don't want to talk about it anymore. I want to do what I have to do and then let it ride and then come back when it's time. So I hope that you guys will enjoy the next upload that I have going on. Let's go.
Let's go. I guess.
Now y'all know I love a good teach and talk back method. You might see weight loss, loss of appetite if you're taking lithium, valproate. Before y'all come for the posture, sitting like this is high key comfortable, okay? And you can get a little stretchy stretch in. Look at it. Look, y'all, I'm gonna explain what I'm crying for in the next couple of clips. Okay, good morning. I'm back. So I think that I needed that little catharsis last night. Sometimes, y'all, like I said, I sit there and I just think about things and my feelings overwhelm me. And what I've started to do is set a timer for 15 minutes and allow myself to just bawl my eyes out. If I need to scream, do whatever I need to do. I just let my emotions run through me, so that way they're not trapped inside of me and I'm not like stuck in anger or sadness or whatever the emotion is. It's been helpful. It's been really helpful. And my whole thing with this final weekend of studying was to essentially get my mind right and to ready myself emotionally, mentally, spiritually, so that I didn't have any of those things getting in the way of my testing, because I know that it's not the knowledge, it's really the anxiety. So for example, something that I told myself that I'm not going to do this time, I am not going to be marking the things that I got wrong, because what's the point of that? I haven't been doing it on the practice assessments either, and I think that's why they've been better, because what is that going to do? You marked something wrong that you don't think that you got correct. How is looking at it any further going to help you? It's not. It's just going to create anxiety and stress and make you feel bad, because you're going to think, oh my God, I did bad. I'm going to fail this block. I also started thinking about things more rationally in terms of, okay, I can essentially mess up 2 entire blocks. I can mess up 80 questions and still pass. So now what I have in my mind is no more than 10 questions per block flagged. And flagged meaning I flagged it because it's taking me some time to go back, review it, read the prompt, whatever, and make sure that I understand. Or it's like, this is a calculation. This is anything that takes me some time. Those are the things that are going to get flagged. So that way I can go back and try to get as many of them done as possible and hopefully have no more than 10 by the time that that timer runs out. That's the goal. That's the hope. Because y'all, I was right there. I'm almost there. And I know for a fact it was because I had that panic attack and I gave up in the middle of the exam. I literally gave up on my exam around the 3rd or 4th block. Yeah, my mindset is really different this time. I also just took my ADHD meds, so I have some hope that that's also going to help me in terms of not letting my mind wander, because with ADHD, I've noticed that I hyperfixate on things and I won't move on to the next task until my brain feels mentally satisfied for me to do so. Now with my meds, I kind of can move through that feeling with a bit more ease. It still happens, right? It's not as if my medicine is some miracle drug. No, I still have hyperfixations. I still get easily distracted, but it's the method of being like, redirect. No. Get back on this track. Just get back on this train of thought. That happens a lot quicker because of the medicine. And it's so funny because I was just looking at the mechanism of action for amphetamines and all the things that they do.
And it's hilarious that in order to get a hyperactive brain to calm down, you give it even more, you give it even more dopamine, norepinephrine, serotonin. You give it more stuff to act on. So I guess it makes sense in a way, you know, like when you had a kid who's running around and you give them a toy and then they're like, and they sit down, and then now they're like not terrorizing you. So I guess it's the same thing in that my brain now has something to do. It has something to do, and I can streamline my focus better.
So yeah, that's it. That's all. I'm going to stop yapping now so that I can get this work in. It's so sad. Look, y'all, look at this weather. This is so depressing. I don't know if you can see like how windy it is based on the leaves. Okay, it doesn't look that windy on camera, but it's been like loud wind whipping wind lashes for like the past 30 minutes. And I think it's supposed to start raining at some point. It's supposed to be storming. And I'm sorry, I don't believe in going outdoors when it's ugly outside.
Sorry.
I don't. Even if it is to another indoor event, I don't like trekking places and it's raining unless it's at night and it's like, okay, we're going to a theater or dinner or something to sit down and relax. I was supposed to go to an arcade today. This is not giving arcade. Like my vibe isn't matching the activity. I don't think I'm going to cancel. I think I might just tell them, hey, let's redirect here and do something else. hopefully they're down for that. And then maybe not having to be out as long at an arcade. I would want to spend a couple hours there. So now this might even work out better to where it's like, hey, let's just meet up for coffee. Let's meet up for coffee or acai bowl or just something simple, something chill since it's raining out, and then go home.
Indoors, indoors, indoors.
Yeah, I will just be recording myself, and I'll give some context with some voice text, some voiceovers, and that's that. Yeah, y'all, it's a whole tornado warning. I hope that everybody has sense and agrees that we just need to be in the house today. All right, y'all, so I'm dressed now to go hang out. Cause y'all know those memes where it's like, oh no, the plans got canceled and the whole time you weren't trying to go anyway. Yeah, that's how I'm feeling today. So I'm hoping that somebody is like, yeah, y'all, cancel that, wrap that up, another rain check. Literally, rain checks are rain checks for a reason. If they're refusing to eat, drink, or express SI or homicidal thoughts, immediate psych consult. Same thing with psychosis, immediate psych consult. Sidebar, like I was telling y'all how I was going over the medications for ADHD, and it was so funny, like reading it and knowing actually having it. It's actually kind of sad seeing one of my other mental health conditions, the way that it's described in textbook is so dehumanizing. I get that you have to give the most stereotypic presentation of conditions in order for students to learn. Not even for students to learn, in order for students to test well, because you don't know how different things are taught per institution. But it's so dehumanizing to see these extreme cases and examples all the time, and I think it's dangerous because then you have students who fully believe that, oh, a patient with bipolar disorder is going to be and they're going to be thinking that they're God, or a person with schizophrenia is going to be some Looney Tune, because that's how the question stems are written. Mental health is a spectrum, and the condition that I have, the way that they describe it, I don't act like that. And of course I know that there are some people who are on the more extreme of the spectrum, but it's annoying because now I have fear that if I ever were to tell people, yeah, this is my health condition, that they would start looking at me like I was some type of zoo animal because of how they're being taught about it. And it's annoying because you don't know how many people you probably run into with mental health conditions, aggressive and scary mental health conditions, and you would never know because we're medicated or we've been in years of therapy or whatever, and they don't present with psychosocial dysfunction anymore. That's the whole point of treating the mental health condition, is so that it no longer disturbs you psychosocially. Duh. Yeah, I don't know. It can throw me off sometimes, and I get a little sad about it, and maybe that's why I had been triggered. I think that's why I was triggered last night, because I was going over my psych document. To see my condition labeled and categorized this way might have just threw me off, thinking about how I even got my mental health conditions in the first place from trauma and just some of the things that I've been through that I shouldn't have gone through. And I think that was the starting point. That was the nidus that caused me to go into that very sad state. There's just so much in terms of healthcare, the things that you think about and the things that you get sad about, thinking about your morality, thinking about how life is so short, thinking about the things that other people have to deal with, you know. I see exactly why our SI rates are as high as they are, especially for certain professions, like the ones that work in oncology and they work in some of the sadder, more darker aspects of medicine. Man, I don't know if compensation is ever enough to make you okay with that. For example, for PM&R, pain doctors who work with people who are chronically hurting, and prescribing them very strong analgesics in order to alleviate their pain. They're supposed to treat the patient until they're no longer in pain. And of course, having the discernment that they're not doing so with malintent. But still, having to do that every single day, oh my gosh, I can't imagine what that does to them in terms of their mental health. But anyways, back to studying. Premenstrual dysphoric disorder is like super disruptive, painful, PMS, and you can give people SSRIs for that as well. Wake up too early than intended, whereas delayed is like you go to sleep later and wake up later than intended. Okay, so studying has actually been going pretty good. Honestly, I have a lot of confidence just because I started off my review. I don't know if you guys can hear me that well, of the talkback method, and it just boosts me psychologically when I'm able to effectively and thoroughly explain a concept, because it's like, boom, girl, you know that.
You ate that.
You know that. You did that. But yeah, it's time for me to eat. I always set an alarm after I take my iron pills for about an hour in order to maximize absorption, which low-key kind of sucks that I have to starve myself in the beginning of the day. And then it also doesn't help because, as I said, because of my ADHD meds, my appetite tends to shrink. So I feel like the longer that I wait, plus having to wait because of the iron pills, it kind of does not help my eating habits. It's been getting better. I think the more that I work out, the heavier that I lift, the more that my body is like, regardless of what your stomach says, girl, you gonna have to eat. You have to eat, because I start experiencing things like lightheadedness and stuff. And so I think it balances itself out. I'm not sure how it's gonna be once I get back into the clinic and my workouts will be delayed into the evening, the late evening at that. I might not be working out until like 7, 8 o'clock. So we'll see how it is, trying to make sure that I'm eating throughout the day. In terms of the plans, y'all, I was really hoping that they would cancel, but they changed them to be a bit more casual. So we're just gonna go to a cafe and it's cool. I'm just gonna treat it, as I said, as a break, just to get out the house. I'm not even gonna get super cute. I was gonna do my hair today. I'm not gonna do my hair until after the exam, just so that I don't have to worry about it. I don't care. I don't care. That's why I said my next video is not gonna be talking about academics, because I think my brain is just done. It's cooked. I wanna be over with this. So speaking of cooked, let me get to cooking. So I just picked out my outfit while my waffle was heating up. Super chill, not even about to do my hair, nothing, about to throw on a hat. Probably not gonna do my hair until after this exam, y'all. Another example of how I just be yapping and talking when I'm hungry, because why did I repeat that? And then I got these really cool sweatpants from this black owned brand called Hello Black Child. I even have a necklace from there that I'm gonna wear today too. It says Black Child on it, and I think it is so cute. But yeah, man, this weather is just freaking atrocious, and I don't understand. Like, I just want to sit down, bro. All right, y'all, so I'm dressed now to go hang out. Since we're going to a cafe, I'm bringing my stuff, and I hope that kind of gives them the hint that I want to go home to finish my work. I do feel bad because obviously I need to stop scheduling and arranging things, knowing that I'm not gonna get the full enjoyment out of them, knowing that I'm distracted because I feel like, God, I have other stuff to do. I haven't really been showing up as a great friend lately or a great dating potential. Like, I just don't feel like doing anything other than just be to myself. And I don't know why I keep feeling bad about that, because then all I do is put myself in situations that I feel worse about because I should have just said no in the first place. But it is what it is. I'm gonna go at least and try to get out there for an hour. I finished up a decent amount of work already. I don't know. I'll see how I feel a little bit later, because as you can see, the mood is giving negative. Okay, so it is so late. It is like 9 o'clock, but I'm actually very happy I got about this house. We went a little bit later than anticipated, and I've been out for about 3 hours. 3-hour break, long as hell. And I'm still gonna stay up. I'm gonna get some other work done until I start yawning and my eyes start closing. But y'all, I'm glad that I went. I'm pacing around now because my amphetamines are now kicking my ass. But I'm glad that I went because I think I needed just a little an enjoyment. Literally to take my mind off of the anxiety, because that's really what it was that y'all were seeing earlier when my mood was down and I was irritable and annoyed. It's my anxiety. That's my anxiety manifesting itself into other emotions such as anger, irritation, detachment, whatever. I have to calm down because I got this. I can do this. I have evidence that I can do this. So I think that this was necessary for me to recalibrate. Even though I am about to cram for some more hours and y'all are about to watch me do that, I needed this, and I'm happy. All right, y'all, it is now 10:03. I'm still doing good. I finished up this smoothie that I made from earlier. I'm gonna try to eat something again around 11:30. My body is probably like, girl, what the hell? Because I've been eating just later and later and later every day. And I don't know, man, I'm just glad. I'm so glad that this is the last little study vlog that I have to put up in a while, at least until I restart back in the clinic, because the anxiety is probably palpable. When I look back at these clips, I get anxious all over again. I get knots in my stomach all over again. And it's just so bad. It's so bad how much this period has affected me. Oh my gosh. Good morning, the weekend is over. The war is over. Oh my gosh. The dog days are over. The dog days are done. I don't think that y'all understand how excited I am that that was the last Friday, Saturday, Sunday that I had to sacrifice to step one. Granted, do I know that I'm gonna have to do weekend studying once I get back into the clinic, and especially for step two? Yes, but now I'm so much more informed. The person that I am now compared to the person that I was even at the start of medical school, completely brand new, because now I know how I am and who I am under pressure, how I am and who I am with deadlines, how I am and who I am with unfair expectations, with nasty attitudes, right? I have so many tools at my disposal now that I can't wait to use to see just how much better it's going to be for me academically. Yeah, I have to just start looking at stuff as glasses half full rather than half empty, because come on, I literally am finishing up the hardest period of my life thus far. And again, not saying that lightly, from losing people that I care about, rather physically because they've passed on, or just disconnecting from them because I no longer want to sustain a relationship with these people, or just feeling isolated, feeling shame, guilt, whatever, feeling isolated from my institution, right? All of the things that I have gone through to make it to the final weekend to close this chapter of my life. Thank God. We did it. We did it. So I wanted to end off with this positivity because looking back at it, y'all, I had to edit out almost 2 hours worth of footage because I had started recording my step one stuff a minute now. It's been accumulating in my camera roll for me to kind of compile, and I was going to do this super cool, here's the whole thing, the whole of new dedicated, restarted dedicated, and it was sad. I was like, oh no, we cannot post that. Not because I don't want to provide transparency and authenticity. I've obviously had no problem being emotional on camera. I mean, come on, I want to say that now in these past 3-4 uploads, there's been tears, me in tears. So it's not that, but that's just not the attitude that I want to have anymore. I don't want to put out this energy of I was so miserable and I was so sad and this is the worst thing ever, because it was necessary. It was a growth process that I needed to get through, and we made it.
We did it.
Like, the fact that the next time that y'all will see me on this platform will be me just living my life as Z. I'll have new hair, maybe a new man, I don't know, new experiences, and I'll just be living my life until the next academic update, until we're ready to start a new semester. And I'm just so happy for myself. Oh my gosh. If I could go back in time and just hug the former Z, the Z that originally did not pass step one, the Z that was, again, feeling shame and guilt and all of these horrible negative emotions and just didn't think that she was gonna make it through. Girl, you did. Girl, you made it. You did it.
We did it. We did it. We did it. Yay!
And I want this to be a positive lesson for anybody else as well, that there is an other side, right? At the end of the day going to end, the sun gonna come up, even if it don't feel like it. Even if it don't feel like it. Once you get there, you're like, wow, that's it? It's over? I'm done? I don't even know if I'm making sense right now. I just feel so good. I feel so good. I am giving myself so many pats on the back because the war it's finally over. And I also want to thank you guys for giving me that space away, that now I have the confidence that I can literally say, hey y'all, no upload, no live, no nothing for a week, and I won't lose half of you. Because that's something that I noticed that a lot of content creators don't have. They don't have this safety to just return when they are ready, when they are recharged. They feel pressured to perform. They feel pressured to keep showing up even when they don't want to. And don't get me wrong, again, there's plenty of times where I'm just feeling god awful and I record it. But to have the confidence in knowing that when I just don't have the strength to pick up this camera and I just need a reprieve, it's great. To know that I can upload other things not related to studying and not lose you guys, is great, because again, sometimes a break also looks like not having to think about academics. Yes, I'm still creating content, but it's not about school, and you guys will still watch it and support me anyway. It is a amazing feeling, irreplaceable. I will never take it for granted. I don't know how many times I can say that. It will never be enough, and it's the truth. So that's it. That's all. Wow, so glad that this is over.